It's fast, it's chunky, and wants to play in the same league as the Ninebot Max line. But does the Kukirin A1 really have the street cred, or it is just another heavy cruiser with no app support? Let's inspect! Hey fella, great to meet you, Michael here, the TechMishka. This is the first Kukirin electric scooter I'm trying out this year. It's called the A1, supposed to offer Ninebot-like experience in terms of riding smoothness and build quality, with a bit more powerful motor and higher top speed. Any good? Let's ride and find out together. When it comes to power, just observe this acceleration test. Yes, the Kukirin A1 could be impressive. With its 500-watt motor peaking at 800 watts, acceleration feels snappy and almost playful, especially on flat areas. Worth noting that the starts are a bit jumpy. Somehow, once you hit the throttle, there's a notable kick. It climbs gentle hills without any hesitation, and I would say overall performance is very close to what you would get with most other scooters in this niche. One major difference though, the noise. The motor on the A1 has this slightly whiny noise, especially notable at lower speeds. Not a deal breaker, but if you value silence, you're going to notice it. As for the battery and the range testing, here's where reality checks in. Kukirin claims up to 45 kilometers realistically, and I was able to extract about 35 at Mode 2, yet my data could be not that relevant because I was recording this video in the hottest days of July 2025. The 13 Ah battery inside isn't that huge, and this isn't a long-range commuter. You're probably gonna need to top it up every other ride if you go full throttle like me. Charges in about 7 to 8 hours, which is decent, but the range won't blow your mind. And here, given the weight, I was actually hoping for some more. On the contrary, and we have to give credit where it's due, Kukirin did a solid job with the A1's design. Unboxing experience is therefore on the positive side. I once again am going to recommend opening from the bottom, especially if you're on your own, because in most of the cases you will only have to lift the cardboard. But obviously every rule has an exception, and due to the placement of the styrofoam, maybe didn't work out so well this time with me. Anyhow, the frame looks and feels great, the matte finish is nice to have, the welds are clean, and the deck is wide and grippy. Everything from the stem to the fenders feels tight. The folding mechanism is one of the most secure I've seen from them, no wiggle, no squeaks, and it locks in firmly. But again, at more than 25 kilograms, you won't be folding it just to carry it around the store. It's a scooter which is meant to stay open and rolling. This time Kukirin make an escape from the traditional black-orange gamma, a bit more colors are involved, and this is well notable with the lights too. The technical specs in a nutshell paint a beautiful picture, because not only the A1 has a lot of power, but it comes with big and thick all-terrain tires, two-disc braking setup, front and rear suspension, turn signals, colorful display, and even some sort of water resistance, at a weight which is on the acceptable side. So in terms of specifications, Kukirin are clearly sticking to a very well-working formula, namely match or beat in terms of specs your direct competitors and offer the whole thing at the same or a better price. And if we compare this directly to most of the current Ninebot scooters, I think in terms of specs that's going to be a very easy win for the Kukirin A1. However, I know that you're here about the story which goes beyond just the specs. So my opinion about the scooter overall: clearance, fantastic, super helpful both in the city and if you go somewhere off-roads. I do have some remarks about the maneuvering because it doesn't feel as stable in some of the corners, especially at higher speeds. Be extra careful. The deck is super wide, super comfy. In terms of build quality, given the Kukirin standards up until now, this is the best I have seen thus far. The thing that makes me a little bit concerned, probably the suspension, so let's do more testing. The A1 comes with front and rear shocks, and the most noticeable thing about them is silence. There are no creaks or rattles, which is refreshing. However, if you're above 80 kilograms like me with a backpack, you're definitely going to bottom it out when jumping from curbs. It's not tunable, it's not upgradable, but for the daily rides on smoother terrains, it does the job right. And this whole rather smooth experience is backed by the thick tires. They are a win. This kind of setup gives the A1 a stable feel, especially over uneven surfaces. Grip is good in both dry and slightly wet conditions, but the braking system, just okay. You get basic mechanical disc brakes, they stop you, yes, sometimes they might be squeaky and might needed some adjusting right after the unboxing. With the weight of this scooter, having some extra motor support while braking would have been a good idea. On the other hand, since the braking is motor-free, upgrades to hydraulic setup are a very easy thing to do. Let's take a look at the lights and the turn signals. The A1 comes equipped with front LED headlight, side LEDs and a rear brake light. Sounds good, right? Well, not quite. The front light is underwhelming. It's there, but it won't cut through much in total darkness. As for the display, it's functional but nearly invisible in bright daylight, kind of similar to the G2 and the G3 models. As for the information available, odometer, trip distance, voltage and the battery status. And if you have the patience to explore the advanced settings, let me quickly show you how to get in. A triple press of this button is going to let you tune them. Prior to changing anything, make sure to note down what the defaults actually are, because this time around Kukirin don't talk about these P settings in the user guide. If you're looking for some smartphone app tuning, I'm gonna have to disappoint you, there is no app. No ride tracking, no settings customization, no firmware updates, it's an offline scooter. Period. Some might prefer the simplicity, but in 2025, this feels like a missed opportunity. On the other hand, a sweet escape from the smart technologies, especially if you feel paranoid about them. So, if now you're already looking at the dark side, and here I mean the drawbacks, let's add to the list a few more. The scooter feels heavy, carrying isn't that fun. We did cover the display, which is hard to read in sunlight. The brakes are rather basic, not bad, but not great. Maneuvering at low speeds feels a little stiff, and the cruise control, not so easy to get it kicked in. Well, my final conclusion: it is a classic Kukirin experience, because obviously nothing which is that perfect, but most of the components are either good or very good and mostly reliable. The build quality is exceptional, and this scooter can be quite a lot of fun, despite being not really on par with the top-end models. But again, the price is spectacular. So that's my opinion about the model A1. If you get to like it really a lot, then check the video description for more information. As usual, your support for the channel by hitting the like or subscribing is very much appreciated. And I'm Michael, the TechMishka. Thank you very much for watching this episode till the end. Ride safely and responsibly, and I guess I'm gonna see you soon. Bye!